Okay, so welcome to our last part no sa video presentation for lesson 1.4. So we are now in addition and subtraction of radical expressions. So radical expressions with the same indices, okay, natin correction diri class. Same indices and same radicand. When you say radicand, nth root of A, ang sasulod din this is called as radicand. Okay. Radical expressions with the same indices and the same radicand are called as similar radicals. So, for example, no, when you have your square root of x, and then you also have your 3 square root of x. So, square root of x and 3 square root of x are example of similar radicals because they have the same index, which is 2, and the same radicand, which is x. Okay? So when you have here square root of x and then square root of y, so these two are not similar radicals because though they have the same indices, but they don't have the same radicand, so they are not similar radicals. So again, when you say similar radicals, it means that they have the same indices and the same radicands. Okay. So in adding or subtracting in adding or subtracting radical expressions, all similar radicals are combined into single terms. Or in other words, we're just going to add the numerical coefficient of the similar radicals to be combined into single terms. So for example, no, if you have your square root of x plus 3 times square root of x. So these two, again, are similar radicals. We're going to make it into single term. It is just by adding the numerical coefficient of the two radicals. So 1 plus 3, it's 4. So you have your 4 square root of x. So the logic applies here is just the same with, say, for example, you have a plus 3a, it's equal to 4a. So, if you can still recall class sa first video presentation nato sa algebra expressions, we have their similar terms. We can add similar terms by just adding the numerical coefficient and then copy the literal factor. So here, 1a plus 3a, it's 4a. It's the same as 1 square root of x plus 3 square root of x. It's 4 square root of x. Okay. If the radical expression to be added or subtracted have different orders, when you say orders class, index niya, or radicands, the following procedure is suggested. So, if it is not evident that they are similar, when you similar radicals, no, same index, same radicand. So, if their indices are not the same, if the radicands are not the same, then we are going to follow this following procedures. So we have to simplify each radical expression and rationalize all denominators. So simplify and then rationalize. Next is, if it is possible to convert one or more radical expression to a lower order, do it. So for instance, no, if you have your 6th root of x squared, so the order here is 6, or the index is 6. We can still lower this down, no, because we can rewrite 6th root of x squared as x raised to 2 over 6. And 2 over 6 is equal to 1/3. So here we have x raised to 1/3, and going back to its radical form, you have your cube root of x. So we have lowered down the order of the original radical expression to 3. So you have your cube root of x. So that's what number 2 means. And number 3, if possible, assemble the resulting radical expressions into one or more groups composed of radical expressions of the same order and radicands, so meaning similar radicals should be combined, should be grouped together. Then apply distributive axiom to each group. Or just simply class, we can just simply, if they are already similar radicals, just simply add or subtract the numerical coefficients. So for instance, 5 squared of a plus 3 squared of a minus 2 squared of a. So, these three terms here, okay, actually they are similar terms, or we have your similar radicals because we have here the same indices and then the same radicands. Meaning, to add this one, just add or subtract the numerical coefficients and then copy the radicands. Copy the radical. So 5 plus 3, it's 8, minus 2, it's 6, and then copy the radical, square root of 6. Again, it's just the same as 5x plus 3x minus 2x. So it's equal to 5 plus 3 plus minus 2, it's 6, and then x. So, or just simply 6 square root of a. Okay? So that's how we're going to add or subtract radical expression. So we can add, we can subtract similar radicals, but as to dissimilar radicals, we cannot add. So for example, no, if you have your square root of x plus 2 cube root of x, so this will be our final answer already, because square root of x and cube root of x are dissimilar radicals. So leave it this way now. This one is just the same as x plus 2x cubed. Leave it this way na because these two are dissimilar terms. So, ana lang. Okay, so number 2. So, square root of 108 plus square root of 48 minus square root of 3. So, what we're going to do, class, is since we have different radicands, so what if we're going to simplify first? Kay basin, baka they are similar radicals if being simplified. So 108, we're going to find the what do you call this? The prime factorization. 108 is 36 times 3, and then 36 is 6 times 6. 6 is 2 times 3, and then 6 is 2 times 3, and then you have to get the outermost factor. So 3, how many 3's do we have in here? 1, 2, 3. So you have your 3 cube, and then how many 2's? We have 2 2's. So 2 squared. So 108 is equal to 3 cubed times 2 squared plus 48. What is 48? 48 is 6 times 8. 6 is 3 times 2. 8 is 4 times 2. And then 4 is 2 times 2. Get the outermost branch or the outermost factor. So 3, isa lang yung 3 times ilan yung 2. So we have 4 2's. So 2 raised to 4. Meaning 48 is 3 times 2 raised to 4 minus square root of 3. Okay, again ha, it's up to you if you're going to follow this step. Ako, I don't like this presentation. I would prefer to have my constant being prime factored. Okay, so now we can do katong remainder thing. So since we have your factors, no? So 3 divided by 2, it's 1, remainder 1. So isang 3 sa labas, tapos isang 3 sa loob. And then, okay, and then 2 divided by 2, it's 1, remainder 0, meaning isang 2 sa labas, walang 2 sa loob. And then, plus, ito si 3, we cannot do the remainder thing for 3 because exponent niya is 1 and then index dito is 2. 1 is lesser than 2. So here, 4 divided by 2, it's 2 remainder 0. So meaning, dalawang 2 sa labas, okay, walang 2 sa loob, okay, maiwan si 3 dito, and then minus 3. So simplifying this one is just 6 square root of 3 plus 4 square root of 3 minus square root of 3. So what we're going to do next is, it's already simplified, class, but we can still combine these 3 terms because they are similar radicals. So we just add and subtract the coefficients. So 6 plus 4 is 10, minus 1, it's 9, and then copy the radical, you have your square root of 3. So final answer. So that's it. Next, number 3, no? So same, we're going to simplify first before adding. 12 is 2 squared times 3. 8 is 2 raised to 3. 50 is 5 squared times 2, right? 5 squared is 25. Times 2, it's 50. And then 48 is, in terms of 48, no? 3 times 2 raised to 4. Tapos, we're going to simplify. Okay, 4. 2 divided by 2, it's 1 remainder 0. So, may 2, isang 2 sa labas. Walang 2 maiwan sa loob. Iwan lang si 3 kasi exponent niya is 1 lang. Plus, 3 divided by 2, it's 1 remainder 1. So, you have your 5 times 2, isang 2 sa labas, and then may isang 2 sa loob na naiwan, minus 2 divided by 2, it's 1 remainder 0. So, isang 5 sa labas, walang 5 maiwan sa loob. Si 2, maiwan siya kasi exponent niya is 1, and it's lesser than the index, which is 2. Next, 7 times. Okay, 4 divided by 2, it's 2 remainder 0, meaning dalawang 2 sa labas. Okay, walang maiwan na 2 sa loob, pero iwan yung 3 kasi 1 yung exponent na 3, and it's lesser than the index, which is 2. So, simplify, you have your 8 square root of 3 plus 10 square root of 2 minus 5 square root of 2 minus, okay, this is 28, no? 4 times 7, it's 28 square root of 3. So, we're just going to add those similar terms. So, 8 square root of 3 minus 28 square root of 3, it's negative 10, it's negative 18, sorry. It's negative 18 square root of 3, and then 10 square root of 2 minus 5 square root of 2, it's positive 5 square root of 2. Or simply, you have your, okay, why is it? Sorry class, 8 minus 28, it should be 20, sorry. So, or you have your 5 square root of 2 minus 20 square root of 3. So, this will be our final answer. Or you may factor out 5, you know, just like what happened here. Okay? You may factor out 5 or you may not factor out 5. Okay na siya. Okay. So, again, you may have this process or you may have this. I would prefer this one compared to this presentation. But if you're doing your learning task or your exercise, so it's up to you on to what method you're going to apply. Okay, next, last example. Okay, so 8, what is this? 8 times I think there's a clerical error for this one. Okay, so hindi dapat kasali si 3 halves. So it's just 8 times square root of 1/3 plus 3 halves times square root of 108 minus 4th root of 9. Ito lang yata yung ano. So, we have here, okay, so as to this one, okay, the conjugate is being determined, conjugate square root of 3. So, we multiplied square root of 3 to both the numerator and the denominator. So, this is its answer. Okay, we have this process. And then, we have this one. Okay, so as to this, 108 is equal to 36 times 3. And then 36 is 6 times 6. 6 is 3 times 2. 6 is 3 times 2. Get the outermost branch. So, ilang 3? 1, 2, 3. So, 3 cube, ilang 2? Dalawang 2. So, 2 squared. So, magiging ano to? This is now 3 over 2. Okay, this is 3 cube 2 squared. Okay. So, simplifying this one, you have your 3 halves. Remainder is 2, no? 3 divided by 2, it's 1 remainder 1. So, isang 3 sa labas, isang 3 sa loob. And then 2 divided by 2, it's 1 remainder 0. Isang 2 sa labas, walang 2 sa loob. So, makancel ito. So, what's left is 3 times 3 square root of 3, or simply, it's 9 square root of 3. So, we just skip this one because, again, I don't like the presentation for this module. And then, next, ito say 4th root of 9. So, 4th root of 9 is the same as 4th root of 3 squared. And then, we can write this one as 3 raised to 2/4, and 2/4 is equal to 1/2. So we have your 3 raised to 1/2 or simply square root of 3. So you have your square root of 3. So now the same radicands and same indices. So meaning they are similar radicals. So we're just going to add their numerical coefficients. So 8 over 3 plus 9 minus 3, it's equal to 32 over 3 square root of 3. So this one is our final answer. Okay? So that's all. Okay, yes, ma'am.